My name is Zach Red of Supreme Unbeing. You're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
I got sidetracked by. I do need you. So I'm going to jump right in here, and just by reading the bio, maybe you can help me explain it. You guys act as the physical form of a collective consciousness and ambient quantum entanglement of our most personal thoughts. Give me that and dumb that down for me.
Well, I can talk about that for hours, basically. But to kind of sum it up is that, there are a lot of thoughts collectively throughout this world, throughout, every individual. And there are a lot of thoughts that are never going to come out, or there are a lot of thoughts that need to be explained or kind of understood, both individually or kind of in a collective sense. So we're just trying to shed some light over, could be very simple details, could be very complex details, but all in all, we just like to challenge the people of the earth to think for themselves, to understand their own thoughts, to do as they say, do as they think. And so basically, we're just trying to, we're trying to understand this world ourselves. And by doing that, we hope we can help other people around the world to understand this world.
Okay. I mean, that's
do you have a topic in mind that is sort of conflicting as into what our environment tells us and what our sort of inner selves would be prone to think or feel? Can you throw us an example?
I mean, that is a really good question, and I think that kind of also is one of the starting points, is that the environment or the societies that we live in today are actually, they are putting kind of constraints on our way of thinking, and also, comparing it to the natural state of, a human being, or kind of how we should interact with each other is somewhat, tainted by society and the thoughts of others and rules, laws, regulations, whatever you have. And so definitely, there is some in some way kind of a mismatch of how we should be as a human being or as a species today compared to what the potential is.
Yeah, I get it. Would you think or say that this has something to do with the individualism versus the communal aspect of the human existence?
Yes, definitely. I mean, as individuals, we have so much potential as well, just kind of touching on that that we are not utilizing, that we're not exploring because of the constraints that we have, the cage around our minds, so to speak, which is actually put on there by society. So there are a lot of things that we, in our music, in our journey here on earth, we want to help people, we want to reflect on it ourselves, and we want to help people that listen to our music to kind of help themselves to think about it and not be ashamed about thinking about it either, or voicing their thoughts. So that's what we're all about.
Okay.
When you say that society puts those restraints, and I'm sorry, Bruce and Chris, I will give you some airtime in a little bit. When you say society puts these restraints on us, could you be more specific? Is it like are you talking about the media, or are you talking about the powers that be, or like which is the establishment or group of people or whatever that benefits from these restraints?
I would say that, all in all, the societies have been, built up in these different stages that we have now, and looking at how the societies are today, we have industries, we have schools, we have, whatever we have in the society that we are trying to put together, to work as a group, as a society. But those are, I wouldn't necessarily say that they are actually not benefiting the individual, but in benefiting the society or the group. In those cases, the individual is basically lost. So we are not, against any group or any powers or whatever you're thinking about. We're just simply stating that as individuals in the society, there's so much we need to adhere to and to kind of be cautious about if we want to try to perceive ourselves for the benefit of the society, leaving the individual aspect of it kind of as to the back seat, basically. So that's all. It's a very simple fact.
Okay. Chris?
One of the first things I noticed about the band was how professional the marketing is of the band. Is that something that you've done yourself? Did you hire a firm to take care of that? But like, you have a really unified image, and it looks like it costs like, a lot of money to pull off. Now, I'm not saying it did cost a lot of money, but that's the way it looks when you first see it. Is that something that was cognitive on your part, or did you hire someone to create like your website and your videos, or how does that all work?
Yeah. I mean, I can be very open about this. This is something that is really important. Whether you're a musician or whether you're running a business, it's important to get people through the door. You can't just open up a kiosk and wait that people are gonna come in and buy ice cream from you. And it's basically the same with music today. Whether you're doing it alone as an independent or you're working with a smaller label or a major label, you need to promote yourself. You need to market yourself. You need to have an image, either whatever your music would be, and so that's been very important for us. And I think that's it's also for us. We're building this long term, so to speak, as any other business would do. So in that aspect, I would say that it's very important to have that branding or unified approach of what you're saying and who you want to say it to. So thank you for noticing that, and it's definitely something that we need to continue on, and also for a lot of musicians thinking about that music is only music. Music is much more than music. You can't just make a song and think that people are going to hear it. So I think that's a very a big misconception with, I would say, potentially beginner musicians thinking that they have a hit song and thinking about that they have a hit song. It might be a really good song, but no one's going to hear it unless you promote it or market it.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I bring that up is because we interview bands, small bands to huge bands, and I've never seen anyone with this type of marketing image yet. Like, I was like, okay, I got to look up these guys. So I go to your website. Boom, there's this crazy fucking image of you guys with nothing. And then all of a sudden it just disappears and there's instant information. And I was like, this is brilliant. I've never seen anyone do this. This is brilliant. And then I was like, oh, I wonder how they're doing on YouTube. I go and look. And if I remember correctly, it's under your own band name. You have almost 1 million views on the video. And I was like, okay, it's working. I mean, it obviously works. The promotional arm of the band is working. So, like, earlier, you're talking about ideas and vibrations and all this stuff, but it all comes down to what's coming out of you personally and how you're going to influence the world around you. And you're doing that with both the music and
image,
the promotion, and the image and the promotional. I thought it was brilliant.
Well, I appreciate you acknowledging that. And yes, once again, without us, as a new band, as a new act, no one would hear us, no one would see us if we wouldn't do promotion. And the most exciting part, or how I should put that, is that we started, just in the beginning of the pandemic. So we haven't played a show yet. We haven't been able to do the traditional promotional work that a band normally does, going on the road or playing shows. To get that attention. So for us, it's been a really exciting time, basically, with trying to reach new people around the globe. And I think we've succeeded very well, as you said, with the campaigns that we've done so far.
That makes it even more interesting, I think, though, because you haven't built that following out on the road or playing shows, and if you're just literally just doing this from the beginning of the pandemic, that's quite an achievement.
Thank you. And yes, we launched. I think we released the first ever song in June of 2000. So sorry 2020.
Right in the middle of it.
So about a year and a half ago, and yeah, so there was a lot of uncertainty. So back then, as in many cases now as well. So yeah, it's interesting, and we're just living with it and trying, another thing and another aspect that we're trying to understand and cope, with how people are reacting nowadays, and if people are kind of understanding that we might need to live a little bit differently moving forward.
Awesome. It's just. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you mentioned, of course, there's a marketing aspect, but you also mentioned branding. So did you sit down with the band and think about your brand? Because in your bio and in Spotify, for instance, it says it's a mysterious metal band and so on. And this is interesting to me on a personal level, because this is what I do as a living. I build brands and work as a lead creative and so on. So this is really interesting from the band perspective. How did you think about it brand wise? Was it something that you really took onto yourself, that we are building a brand, not just a band?
Yes, most certainly. I think I'm really happy that you just bring up this question again regarding the basically how people are viewing your band. Your band is a company. Your band is a brand. So you need to have that in mind from day one, or that's the vision that I have is basically the whole package. So in that case, that means the songs, the lyrics, the messages that we want to show, the videos that we're creating, the marketing, and things that follow along as well. Those things are important. And if you don't think about that as a band, from the start, then you're gonna be lost. Then it's gonna be harder for you to actually set your footprint out there for everyone to see. So it's gonna be a lot of issues if you don't kind of brand yourself in a certain way. And it doesn't have to be with as you see ourselves or me today here with the mask and with the costume here. It doesn't have to be like that, but it's something that helps, and I think it's something that it's beneficial for the listeners also to kind of get that visual identity alongside with the just with the music.
Where are you guys located?
We have a band here in Finland, which you may or may not know, called Lordi, which is basically, it's a band of monsters, and they have, the monster gear, and like that was the key of it, that nobody is supposed to know who's behind the masks. Now we of course know it's Tommy Poltansu, who is Mr. Lordi, and so on. But is it your goal to sort of keep your identities hidden throughout the life cycle of your band or brand?
I will answer this in one word: Gula.
Oh, nice, dude! Nice. Oh my God.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost.
Finland is mentioned anyway, or somebody knows Finland. It's customary for us to scream "torille," which means to the market square, because it's such a huge thing that somebody in any way recognizes us or gives us a time of the day.
Nice.
So hockey-wise, this is a very common thing to say.
Oh, here we go again.
It's funny you mentioned hockey. I will actually I will prepare some videos. I'll say that to you guys now. I'm not sure when you're going to air this, but I'm actually going to prepare some hockey videos for to be released during the Olympics. So you will see me on skates.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Nice.
Where are you guys located?
So our location, initially, as you might have read in our bios, it's been very secretive as we are. Supreme Unbeing is from the realm, the non-physical existence, but our physical location is nowadays known. We are in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Nice.
Oh, cool. All right, cool.
So very,
I don't know
very
that
close to
you may
Finland.
have noticed.
That's why he knows that damn word.
Yes.
I know, right? But that's more than most Swedes do.
Hey.
And it's funny you brought up hockey because we just had a whole conversation about hockey with the last interview we did before you.
Yeah. And it's pretty much agreed Canada is the best hockey country. So
I disagree.
Finland is the best hockey country. Shut up.
So who is the best hockey player right now?
Oh
Chris?
man.
I'll give
The
you
best hockey
team.
player
I'll
right
give
now?
you. I'll give you
There's
team. It's
I
gonna be
would
the
say-
New York Islanders.
You could say Barzal is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Barzal is doing killer this year. Matthews
But how's
is
the
really-
Islanders doing?
They're always doing well.
I'll say this.
All
Mike,
right, hold on. Let me go back
Wait,
and say
wait.
what I said.
No,
hold
no.
on. Let me go back and say what I said last time. There's not many teams that have won 4 in the row. I could probably count them on one hand. So that'll leave it right there for the Islanders.
But that was a long time ago. That was about
Well, but it doesn't matter,
40
right?
years ago.
I mean, it's still that's the 4.
I will say this.
And that is awesome. It's a fantastic achievement for sure. And I'm with you on that. There's no disrespect for the Islanders at all.
I'll say this. My team, the Canucks, had 2 of the best players of all time, and they weren't Canadian. Daniel and Henrik Sedin.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
I'll give you guys a hint. It's not gonna. It's basically not gonna give you anything. But I actually played against the Sedins.
Oh my
my God.
Oh man. Okay. This interview is just getting started.
Jesus.
Did you
Alright,
you see?
what other secrets are you holding from
There's
us?
a- there's
What
a
is
lot of
in your
stuff.
past that
Are you Yarmer Jaeger? No, I'm just joking.
Do you have a permed mullet?
I might have actually had a different hairstyle previously, long time
Nice.
ago.
Nice.
But now that we know that you're from Sweden, I can't get past the similarities between this branding thing. Are you trying to follow in the footsteps of Ghost?
I would say maybe just I know there's been a lot of comparisons actually in social media with Ghost and mostly kind of my hairdo nowadays and Tobias's hairdo. So I'm not sure which one is looking better, but other than that, I would say that Ghost is definitely a huge inspiration. I would say for sure. Great music, great band. And I would say that's also, I would say that they've been very mindful of the branding from day one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so.
And with the whole masks and hidden identities and building this entire story, which is super important, brand building the story around the brand, or otherwise you have nothing. That is what sort of caught my eye. By the way, I'll give you something from my copy gold chest. Saying that when people ask you where you're located, just say the subconscious.
We actually, initially we were very, very secretive of that, and the subconscious, I would say that it's definitely somewhere we want to be located. So for now, we are here in the physical realm, being these physical entities, but with the marketing and the promotion that we're doing, you want to be in your subconscious at all times.
That's beautiful.
I love this interview.
Yes,
I just
this
love
is-
it. I'm a huge fan of the band too.
It just keeps getting better.
Thank you.
Yeah, huge fan. I turned it on. I was like, these guys are going. It's gonna be on. Like I was like, the first thought I had is they'll be on 70,000 Tons of Metal. That was my first thought.
And then we'll all see him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Tuska. I think that's a little closer by.
I mean, I really appreciate the kind words, and that's the only thing that kind of sucks now. Not only, but for us as a new band, new acts, we haven't been able to play, so we want to go play wherever we can and do that whenever we can. So hopefully, hopefully see you all, where appropriate. And we get a lot of requests actually from different places around the world. So we're really happy about that, and we'll see where we're gonna be making our splash debut. So
well, if those streaming numbers stay up, you're not gonna have a hard time getting.
Oh
gigs.
no,
Awesome.
absolutely. So I know we're running up against time here. I've got one quick question. I guess we'll make it as quick as possible. Your kind of branding and show and doesn't really lend itself to live streaming, right? So that's not even a thing in your.
Well, I mean, we'll see where we're gonna head on next. But live streaming, obviously, there's a lot of consideration for live streaming from bands at the moment. But I think for us, it's really important to get out there when we can, and we know that the listeners and the supporters, the fans that we have accumulated so far, are very keen on seeing us play live without the streaming part. So but we're not gonna leave it out, because live streaming is also a very cool thing.
Right. Okay. Hey, before we go, you guys have something? You have anything real quick? We got a couple minutes. If you got like 2 minutes, if you got something, Chris Arena.
I don't, man. This is an awesome interview. Awesome.
Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it.
Take her easy, and that velvet plush curtain behind you is just a real nice touch.
Everything. That was a great interview. Thank you for playing along. I hope it was all right on your side.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
And we'll talk to you soon. Good luck.